Hello guys, my name is Danny Wonders. I'm a director, photographer, storyteller, and I'm here to help tell you the best stories to help push, motivate you, inspire you, and teach you new things. And today's episode is about the only person you need to rely on is you. Now, when I started in this business, I remember I never used to feel like I was getting the support. I never used to feel like I was getting the love, right? And that used to slow me down a lot. Like I used to do work, right? And I would go through all my following and I would DM every single follower and be like, hey, hope all is well. I would even copy and paste the message and then I would put the actual name. I would change the name part and be like, hey, hope all is well, John. Yeah, and then I'll copy and paste it please check out my new video, retweet on my page. Now I thought that because these people follow me or I followed them, that they were gonna retweet what I done. But that wasn't necessarily the case. People didn't wanna support me because number one, I just started doing what I was doing. And number two, they probably felt like I don't really speak to them online anyway. Because some people, they follow you online or you follow them, but there's no relationship online. So they treat you how they would treat you in person if they didn't know you, and they would ignore your messages. So I went on this rant of people don't want to support me, people don't want to lift me up, and then they went to actual business. And I would realize that even on my pursuit with clients or even friendships, there were certain times where I was made to feel like maybe you will meet somebody in your life who is of value or somebody who brings that certain spark in your life, and you would be like, oh, I need this person, right? So then you might start slacking. You might meet somebody who's great at emails, right? And then you would now go on to believe that you're gonna now stop doing the emails too much. Maybe you was only getting 5 emails anyways, but you will feel like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna let this person deal with that. So when you let people deal with responsibilities that you're meant to be dealing with on your come up, you start feeling like you need to rely on people. And you start feeling like you need to rely on certain people to help you get to a certain level. So there are some people who always feel like, oh, I don't know how to edit, man. I need an editor. Or that thing that you say that you don't know how to do is something that you need to know how to do, especially for the business in which you're running. And if you don't know how to do it, if you hire somebody or you work with somebody and they don't do their job right, you wouldn't be able to lead them or direct them the best way to do it. So when I realized this, I started approaching business and life at a different level. I stopped listening to people's words and I stopped listening to who said they got me. Because to be honest in life, who's really got you but you? I went through life feeling in myself like, damn, this person told me they were gonna do this and they never ended up doing it. Or this person told me that they would do this and they never ended up doing it. And it automatically made me feel like, wow, so maybe if I'm to take control of what I'm to do, I will never need to rely on no one. So it's now went to this journey of whatever skill I was learning, whether it was editing, whether it was writing, whether it was speaking on the phone, I was able to do it at a degree where I didn't need who I thought I needed. And that puts you in a position of you can always climb. Some people, they fail in the business because they feel like they could never succeed because someone else was more skilled than them. I used to have a website called dannymeetswembus.com and I had a partner, right? And I remember at that time, I couldn't edit. And I remember every video I would shoot or we would shoot, I would rely on him to edit it. And I remember one time speaking to my mum and my mum was like to me yo, you don't want to rely on no one for nothing in life. It doesn't matter how good the people are next to you. You always got to know how to do things, because what are you going to do if that person leaves? How are you going to be able to carry on with what you've been made to do? And that's when it hit me you know what? I need to learn how to edit. It wasn't necessarily because I didn't trust my partner at the time we was together in the business. It was more like I was not gonna put my future in his hands though. I was gonna make sure I was the one who took control, because it's only when we take control of our lives, things are able to move forward. A lot of people have failed in their tracks simply because they had a business partner or a friend or someone who was meant to help them in one part of their business and they didn't necessarily live up to their bargain of their responsibility, or they didn't really take it as serious as them and they fell off with that person. If I ask someone for information and they don't give the information, I don't class it as that's the only person that knows that information. I will go and ask everyone, or I will look elsewhere or find it in a book. I've always been known to not rely on nobody, and I understand the message of people will always tell you what you want to hear, but they will never really tell you what you need to hear. I don't take any compliments to the head, and I don't take no losses to my heart. With that mindset, I'm able to maneuver through and always make it through, no matter what appears to hold me back or what appears to slow me down. So what I would say was the best way in order for anyone to be able to move forward in any field that they do, whether you're in the plumbing business, the fitness business, the media, or you're just an entrepreneur, is more about just being self-sufficient in everything that you need in order for your business to run. So you don't necessarily need to be an expert, but you just need to know the ins and outs, because like I said, if somebody in your team or somebody who was helping you is not there, what are you gonna do? Like, is your business now done? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you always gotta know the ins and outs. I can talk about what I do. As a director, photographer, I need to know how to edit, how long it's gonna take to edit, how to location scout, how to write a call sheet, how to send out emails, how to approach clients. There's a lot of things I need to know, just the basics on. And once I understand the basics on, I'll not only be able to direct clearer, but I'll be able to lead better. And that's what it's all about. The only person you need to rely on in this world is you. Don't ever have someone in your team or meet someone and feel like this is the person that's gonna change my life. Because one thing I've learned about life, no one is gonna change your life, because no one's got your goals. No one has got your passion for what you wanna do. So people can come and help. Having a team is very important in order to move forward, of course, if you wanna do bigger things. But I'm just talking about your everyday life. You can't expect people to always be there for you, because sometimes people are more likely to be there when you hold yourself accountable and move with or without them. You have to have like I'ma succeed with or without you mentality. But at the same time, you're still positive and open to working with others. At the same time, if they don't want to help, it doesn't matter, because it's not gonna stop your train. You see, I see life as a train. You can be on a train going to a destination, and your friends can get on certain stops. Just because they got on the certain stops doesn't mean you have to get off at their stop, and it doesn't mean they're gonna get off at your stop. Some friends will get on and see you, and maybe they'll be like, oh my God, I've not seen you in a long time, where are you off to? And you tell them where you're going. Some friends will choose to stay with you till where you're going. Some friends will stay with you for like one stop and come off. But the point of the story is never sit on a train and go past where you was trying to go, and never get off too soon. Always maintain the focus of your destination, and remember that it was you that woke up with this dream. It was you that found out your purpose. It's gonna have to take your hands in order to make it come true. So yeah, that was today's episode, guys. I hope you liked it. Be sure to click like and subscribe. A lot more coming. One Division.